So the latest Assassin's Creed got showed off. It is now officially called Assassin's Creed Syndicate. I thought it was going to be Assassin's Creed Victory, because at least Victory would go... Well, Victory and Syndicate are both rather British. HMS Victory and all that sort of stuff. The first thing they start talking about is the protagonist, who is Jacob Fry. Probably Fry for Stephen Fry or something, probably not, I don't know. They're French. He seems decent. Overwhelmingly British. Which is definitely a change to Assassin's Creed Unity, where it was set in France. Although everyone spoke in spot-on British, which is weird, considering at the time war. And after showing off the character, they showed off like, oh look at the place, it's all great, it's the late 1800s in England, and it's all amazing and great, and look at the conflict between the classes. It's like, the 1800s were a period of turmoil for the UK, but that was mainly because of the technology was putting people out of work rather than anything else, hence the term Luddites. But I'm not necessarily a perfect history buff, so maybe there were some sort of conflict. There was the Boer War, and after they showed off the land, and after they showed off the character, they went, look at our innovations! A grappling hook! Or they said, what, the rope cannon? They didn't call it a grappling hook, it's the rope cannon, or rope thing you fire out of your hands, like Spider-Man or something. It's like, no, it's a fucking grappling hook. As soon as I saw that, I just went, right, we are now Batman! Because even when the Arkham series started having the whole thing where you perch on the top of the gargoyles and go and just jump onto people and go, surprise! It's now, we're doing that with a grappling hook. So we are now Batman. We are now a steampunk Batman, which was going to be a game, which was going to be good. I wanted steampunk Batman. Whatever game developer that was developing steampunk Batman, do that. Do that. That was good. And that was another innovation they did. I'm trying to remember what it was. Yes. I remember now. It had that much level of effect to me. I actually just had to go on Twitter to actually check what it was. It was environmental kills. Bow down to the sheer innovation that they have. Considering environmental kills was... Well, the most funniest thing was just barrels falling down and going... Even though they're wood barrels, and you can throw them like out of a building, and they won't smash. Although the one thing that happened with the environmental kill, it was a bad guy was standing on... It's basically loads of barrels held up on a pallard or thing, being held up in the air with rope and hinges and stuff, and man walks underneath and you shoot the hinge and someone dies. But it was absolutely hilarious. It was I couldn't help but laugh when it happened, because they shot the thing come down, barrels exploded, even though they're kegs, not barrels. Didn't have petrol in those days, it was barrels, it was probably full of whiskey or something, and even then it probably just got water effect everywhere. But yeah, as soon as they hit the guy just went, ooh. And it was like someone threw a rock at his head. He just... it actually looked kind of crap. And... considering this is, like... This version probably has a whole bunch of stuff. Ooh, I'm hitting the microphone one. It has a whole bunch of stuff that is... it's just going to be... That little gameplay section that they had is... Well, it's the usual section of... Go through this in a very scripted way, so everything is... Essentially, I think there might have been actually a few sort of fancy cuts as well in that as well, I can't remember. Might have been. Which shows that it's not gameplay footage! This shit could be pre-rendered for all fucking we know. Because it's so pre-scripted that it essentially is a fucking thing. And it also is... Well, it's the Watch Dogs thing. It essentially could just be a whole section of regular... a section of the game but everything else isn't there. There isn't any of the other levels. The game doesn't have to load up any other sections of the other parts of London, because if they do the Unity thing and say, oh yes, you can go around all of London all seamlessly and all that sort of stuff, the game has to load all of that shit up, or be ready to load some of that shit up. So some of the processor power is going to be taken away for that, which is going to lower the quality of the actual thing you see, which is kind of funny. I almost, well, because one of the first things they showed off was oh yes, look, you can look at this cool guy and fighting and revolvers and brass knuckles and all sorts of things, which is alright, but the entire thing wasn't wasn't following the character sort of gameplay style, so the entire thing was just pre-rendered, so useless to tell them what the fucking game's going to be like. I think my opinion of what I've seen so far of Assassin's Creed Syndicate is sort of I'm slightly more excited about this one than I am about Unity. Although if they start saying, oh look, you can do co-op and all of these different things, you can have all these different people running around with you at the same time to do these missions, and you have to wait for these bastards to do anything and all that crap, then I'm going to be less excited. But at the moment, it seems alright. I like the Victorian period. I'm a person who likes steampunk. So, the time period, I like. The setting, I like. The story, so yeah. Well, the last sort of Victorian setting thing that I look forward to was the Order 1886. And that was kind of, yeah. Even I have to admit that one was looking at my tweets and things like that. They also talked about, oh look, the fighting is more responsive, and oh look at this, you could do all the fighting and blah 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 blah. But oh Jesus, it's really warm in here. Yeah, they were saying that the fighting is more responsive and fluid and all that sort of stuff, and by the looks of it, it's not. Just from the little section of gameplay footage that they showed off, it was already repeating moves. Yeah, there's one that he seemed to like, which is just grabbing the guy's head and kicking it or kneeing it or something. He liked that move, just going, which was interesting. But yeah, with them saying, oh, it's more responsive, it's like, no, you're just going from one fight. Because the one bit where he said that is, oh, look at this big gang fight, it's your street gangs. They're talking a lot about street gangs. And it was just street gangs against the enemy street gang in what would be the area control mechanic thing, which has been there for ages. They was going, oh yes, look at them charge against each other and all these people fighting, and then you have your person goes through and knees everyone in the face. But he basically went off to fight someone, and they went over to someone who was already fighting someone else and beat them up, and went to someone else who was already fighting someone else and beat them up. And so it wasn't everyone on him. It was him just going around and going, which is that's not doing fuck all. That's not showing off the fighting mechanics. It's showing off how you fight, but not actually the full-fledged mechanics. I really do hope they don't spend all the time going, oh look at the fancy graphics, look at oh yes, it's all, because the graphics don't fucking matter. Especially for a game that already looks pretty good enough as it is. Really hope they don't bog themselves down in trying to make, oh look at all of these particle effects. Yes, the particles look absolutely fine. Your character walks like shit though and occasionally falls through the floor. So yeah, I am reasonably excited about this one. Partly because of the setting. I like the setting. As soon as I said it's going to be in Victorian period, and I just went, oh yeah, yay, steampunk elements in Assassin's Creed, I like. So that I'm reasonably excited with, but from what I've seen, I'm pensive. Just from this little reveal thing, I am quite pensive. Which is... It's... I'm expecting it to be an MCM. Some sort of thing at MCM, or at least an MCM. No, actually, no, it's probably going to be there. Going to be out by October. Yeah, because they said they gave the release date. Let's have a look at what it was. I'll have to go check the notes or Twitter. Yeah, the Assassin's Creed Syndicate comes out October 23rd for PS4 and Xbox One. And it says it comes out autumn for PC. So again, console first, PC after, which seems kind of weird. I don't know. I really don't know why they do that. It's the console first, and then there's PC. No, it should be all of them at the same time. It's not necessarily that difficult, unless you're really trying to stop people from modding your shit. Yeah. Why not just have all of them at the same time? It's... Especially considering October is right in the middle of autumn anyway. It's like, it's going to come out in autumn. What, a month later? Just push it all back to early November. Push it back to 2 weeks. You're going to have to fucking wait. That is pointless. It's having 2 release dates. That is pointless. Considering the autumn period, October is in autumn. So, unless they mean autumn next year, then wow. They obviously don't, but yeah, October is in autumn. So saying it comes out in autumn for PC. So basically, expect the PC version. So from what I can tell, expect the PC version to be postponed or set back or something. It's going to get pushed back till like December or January or something. Out of sheer clairvoyance, I can tell, because they haven't nailed down a release date, it's going to be delayed, because they're going to piss themselves sideways to try and get the PC port to be as graphically fancy as possible, which is fucking pointless, because you can make a game absolutely spotless and shiny and absolutely fantastically 4K, 60 frames, 120 frames, all the frames, and it can still play like arse. So yeah, you can't polish a turd. I am, pensively excited, more for the setting than the Assassin's Creed. Unity was kind of boring. And so this one should be interesting. This one should be quite fun. I'm gonna at least sort of hold myself slightly back for this one. Hand has been burnt before by the Assassin's Creed, so yay. After the dip that was Unity, the only place to really go is up, I suppose. As long as they don't release a game bugged out its ass, then fine. That's gonna be a plus. So, yeah. Assassin's Creed Syndicate coming out October 23rd for Xbox One and PS4 and PC at some point.